Hello, YouTubers. This is all of us, MediaShinobi. We got Jason Process and SSJ00, and I am your camera person. Right now, we're trying two different camera angles, so that's why I'm here. But today, we're going to talk to you about the Avengers movie, the Mac Daddy of the movies
for Marvel.
for Marvels, featuring like what was it, 6 heroes?
Numerous
heroes. Okay. And I gotta tell you right now, after watching it, it's amazing.
This guy watched it twice.
Twice. Midnight premiere. Alright, so the basic plot about this is Loki's back. And he's like more badass than before. He is trying to use the Tesseract, which is
also known as the Cosmic Cube in comics.
And if you guys don't know, it's from Captain America movie, where the Hydra was using that as their power source. Now Loki wants it to use as a gateway for his army of aliens to invade Earth.
The Skrull.
Or the Chitauri.
Yeah, they have multiple names for this.
Alright, so first we're going to talk about the main characters themselves.
So yeah, these characters had their own movies. You had Captain America, you had the Incredible Hulk, you had Thor, you had Iron Man. The only characters that didn't get their movie was Black Widow and
Hawkeye. But they did star in other movies such as Iron Man 2 and Thor. So.
Yeah, also Nick Fury. Regardless, these big superheroes are finally in one movie. So to see that is pretty big. And to be honest, pretty much the teamwork of these two people, not two, but all of these heroes is spectacular. They had teamwork, they had combinations while they were actually in the big fight scene in the city. And that was really, really cool. You saw Hulk catch Iron Man as he was falling out of the sky from another dimension. And to see that was pretty cool. It was very emotional. And, what? It was emotional. I mean, I thought Iron Man was gonna die.
Are you dead? I think he's dead. Ah! Ooh.
Oh god!
Did you kiss me? Why you kiss me, bro?
The heck are you doing?
Yeah, each character like had their own thing. Like they were outshined by other characters. I mean, if I had to pick, Thor would have the least amount of screen time.
Really?
It's just
Yeah.
Because the only time they focused on him was when he was fighting his brother or just fighting Hulk.
Yeah, actually,
And Iron Man.
Thor had the most fights out of all of them.
Yeah, so it was kind of weird seeing that, but you know, regardless, we saw Iron Man and Captain America. You know, they had their little spout, but eventually at the end they kind of reconciled.
They saw like what the real threat was, not each other, but they were to put aside their differences. And that's what makes the movie good, because we didn't want them to be buddying up all right in the beginning of the movie. They had to have some conflicts because they're two different people.
Yeah.
And they have somewhat different morals. So for them to have so much conflict in the beginning of the movie, it makes much more sense.
Thor kind of went his own route with the Incredible Hulk. Black Widow had to go against Hawkeye when Hawkeye was the enemy for a bit. And yeah, eventually they all finally reconciled. They were one big group, and they took on this big threat that was destroying the entire city. And yeah, I mean, it was amazing. I really liked it. And
it pretty much he's saying that it was the hype. Oh, it was not disappointing. It was like it met it. For me, it met its expectations because
Twice, man.
Twice. This guy doesn't do that. He doesn't. What I also like about it is the fact that each character has their own spotlight in the movie. Like they all had their awesome scenes, such as Hulk fighting this big snake thing at one of the last battles. Iron Man deflecting a missile. Like they all had their own special scenes that made them awesome, man. That's what I liked about it. Like, they don't ignore the fact that they don't make one character more important than the others. This is about the Avengers. This is about a team of superheroes who are equally as important, and that's one of the worries I had for the film. But at the end of the movie, I was completely at rest with that.
To be honest, I felt, even though it was the Avengers, I felt Captain America and Iron Man, like they were the main two they focused on.
Well, it kind of makes sense because in the comics, those two were the big driving forces, especially during the Civil War, where the Civil War, if you guys don't know, it's when the Avengers kind of split up and fought each other. And during the Civil War, Captain America and Iron Man took different spots, and they were the leaders of those 2 spots. So I kind of see where you're going with that, since everyone else is not meant for being a leader, unlike those 2.
It's weird seeing Iron Man as leader though.
Yeah, I mean, Captain America and Iron Man, like, one particular scene is when that one guy died. What was his name again?
Phil!
No, his name is Agent, man.
Agent. No.
Agent.
When he
Agent
died,
Phil.
and Iron Man found out, it actually had an emotional toll on both Iron Man and to some degree Captain America. And Captain America was trying to console to some degree Iron Man, and to see that kind of showed a little more teamwork. So yeah.
All right, and another thing is, since the main antagonist of this film is Loki, he really stepped up from the first Thor movie. He essentially was just kicking ass and taking names. He took what he wanted. He commanded an army, and well, he seemed much more powerful. Also,
Surprisingly, he kind of took down Captain America though.
well, it makes sense because he's a god.
Regardless,
And-
I mean, to some degree, Captain America is kind of a big deal.
Yeah, Captain America, but he's mortal. He's human. He's a super soldier, but Loki is a god.
And look what happened with Incredible Hulk.
Okay, Hulk is
I-
different.
God. Pure God.
Oh, and one more thing. The comedy, surprisingly, in this film is very well done. We were laughing multiple times throughout the film. Like,
No, not just us. The whole audience.
look at the
Yeah.
audience. I'm
The
sorry.
whole audience.
There were multiple applauses.
Yeah, multiple pauses where you see the characters like go together, but also laughs. Oh, and we recommend you stay after the credits because you'll see a character. Should I just tell him?
No, 2. There's 2
Yeah,
scenes.
There's 2 scenes.
There's 2 scenes.
There's 2 scenes. Should I just tell him?
I guess.
All right. So the first thing we see is it turns out that Loki, someone gave Loki his army, and that was actually a guy named Thanos. If you guys don't know Thanos, he's pretty much Marvel's equivalent to Darkseid from DC, and which means he's a really bad motherfucker. And hopefully we get Avengers 2 and he's the main bad guy. And I was shocked. I did not expect that at all. Not at all. And I can't wait to see him see in action. And what was the other thing?
The Storm one?
Yeah.
During the movie, after the fight was concluded, Tony was like, you know what, let's go get a Swarm one. And they're like, okay, let's go get a Swarm one.
So at the end of the credits, they
They got a Swarm one.
you can just
It was just like some Arabian PETA looking like thing. The scene was hilarious.
it had no dialogue, but it just showed the hero just like sitting down and just eating with this. They're just like, exhausted. They're like wearing the same clothes that they fought in, and they're just like the Captain America and
It
everyone.
looked like he died. He was just like, he didn't move.
Yeah, we could tell that they're just all exhausted because, well, after fighting a war,
Yeah.
you would want to get something to eat afterwards. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This movie is met up my expectations, the hype, and I was not disappointed at all. I give it a solid 10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. I give it a 9.5 out of 10.
What?
And that's just because I wanted just slightly bit more action for the overall war in the city.
You mean like the extended fight scene or something?
Yeah, because like when they opened the portal in the sky, there was like one big thing. What was it called again?
The big snake thing?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I know what you're
Well,
talking about.
regardless,
I call it Sin, because it looks like a character from Final Fantasy X.
yeah. Okay, so there was one of them, and then after they beat that, then a couple more came in, and I was like, okay. But obviously, when Iron Man went in with the nuke into the other dimension, there was obviously a lot more, but for some odd reason, they took their time to go through the dimension. So
Alright, I see where that's going.
Yeah.
Anything? What about you?
I give it a 9. Simply, it was good. Like, action was good. Comedy was great. The cinematics were beautiful. Scarlett Johansson was... Oh. She's mine though, by the way. 'Cause
Oh, hey!
I called her first.
Hey! I hate you.
Thank you. And yeah, just a 9. I wanted maybe a little bit more from like every character. You know, a little bit more development from Thor. Because
Apparently,
Yeah.
because these guys, which I can see actually, yeah. But for me, I still keep with my 10. Alright, so like I said, watch this movie in theaters. It's a must-see. It's a perfect way to start the summer. Give it a thumbs up. Don't watch it in 3D because it's post conversion.
Or XD for some reason.
Apparently it's a new thing which we have no knowledge, but we will post you guys if we find that out. And yeah, SJ Gojira.
JSON process.
Yeah, and this
Okay.
MediaShinobi signing out. Peace.